better call roll call.
Commissioner Capucci is absent. Commissioner Ellis?
Present.
Commissioner Lozey?
Present.
Commissioner Perudian? Commissioner Perudian?
Yes, present.
And Commissioner Cannot?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
We need 3 votes to approve the minutes of the
yeah,
previous
yes.
meeting, so I don't know if everybody was under the,
Okay.
this is for the minutes of the meeting. You want to recall that
Sure.
roll?
Commissioner Capucci is absent. Commissioner Ellis?
Present.
And Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
Commissioner Perudian?
Present.
And Commissioner Cannot?
Yes. Okay, they're off till the next meeting. Project updates. Bob Tina?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The flows for the month of December averaged 31 MGD. The BOD TSS removals were very good. We had almost 6 inches of rain. And the plant ran very well. My report.
Okay, any questions for Bob? Hearing no questions, thanks, Bob. Water treatment plant update.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The Water and Sewer Commission is in compliance with all federal and state drinking water regulations. The water supply capacity as of yesterday was at 73%. The average for this time of year is 71%. There are 7 of the 10 contract full-time positions at the water treatment plant are currently filled. There are 2 operator positions and 1 mechanic position that are currently open. The mechanic position has been vacant since October 18th. And the full-time operator positions were vacated on December 2nd and December 18th. However, the 2 operators, Mark Elaine and Brian Farmer, have stayed on as needed to fill any open positions. And Veolia Water has actively pursued the including posting the jobs and offering incentives for workers to come to the Lynn Water Treatment Plant.
Okay. Any questions for Rick? Dave?
I think unanimous from the board. Thank those employees for staying on to help you out.
Anything else? Okay, thanks, Rick. CSO update.
CSO, we're, staff and Stantec are working with National Grid to relocate some of the gas mains that are in conflict. We've worked with the City of Lynn and the LT Development to incorporate some piping work into the Gannis Square roundabout project that the city's working on. So we're gonna install 350 feet of 24-inch pipe and 20 feet of 8-inch pipe. And the appurtenances associated with that manhole as part of the CSO program, so as that when the city rehabilitates and beautifies the Gannis Square rotary, we wouldn't have to go there again and rip it out. So we incorporated that into the contract. It looks like Trapino of North Andover is the low bidder per Andrew Hall in the city of Lynn, and our work's gonna be $147,000 to get that piping system in prior to our CSO program, so that's a good thing. We're Article 97, and Bob Fennell's somewhat handling that. It's progressing. We need a notice of project change and from MIPA to incorporate that into the Article 97, but that's progressing well. And we got the DEP approval letter relative to phase 1 that I put in your package. And nothing too earth-shattering there. They just talk about the scope of work, the 6 components of the scope of work, which is in your package. And then the 6 provisions or contingencies relative to what needs to be done to the plan and specifications. We should be in compliance with that. And then it talks about a construction date. We need a signed contract by June 30th, which we should have. And things are going well.
Okay, any questions for Danny? Dave?
What type of tax base is being developed in the project that we're gonna assist with? Do you have any idea?
What type of what?
Tax base is gonna be developed by the project that we're gonna assist with the city.
The city got some state funding, I believe.
Okay.
And they did per either Chapter 90 or per the Waterworks, Mass Works grants. And they're gonna refurbish the Gannis rotary. So they're gonna, by the Hibernians there, they're gonna put a
Right.
rotary in there, they're gonna have a 5-way rotary. They're gonna clean it up, probably very similar to they did up by Market Street on the other side. So
Okay.
they're gonna improve the rotary there. And in the meantime, we have some pipes that are gonna go through as part of our CSO program. So rather than do their rotary work for $3 million, and then 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, we come in and rip it up, we couldn't have that. So we've worked with them just to make sure our pipe went through as part of the $3 million City of Lynn Mass Works grant program.
Oh, okay, because at a past meeting, you had mentioned something about there was a contractor that was doing a project there near the Rotary. Is that tied to that? That's what, kind of what I got out of what was presented in the past.
I don't understand the question. Can you help?
I think, so there's the existing rotary at one end of Franklin.
Yeah, I understand.
And then, they're going to install a new rotary, brand-new rotary, at the other end, where the Hibernian Hall is. So it's a secondary rotary that they're gonna install. And in doing that installation, our CSO project would enter that envelope of where that rotary would be. So we're having them install that pipe work prior to them developing that new rotary, so.
Presented, I'm saying at a previous meeting, it was presented that also was gonna aid a person that's building in that area, that's gonna do a project in that area.
No, it's the city, the town that's doing the project, right? It's a
Yeah, I
city
don't know what
project.
any
Okay.
development is.
All right, the cameras weren't here for that, so we didn't have a camera to record that, but that's what I understood. Okay, so the scope now is gonna be that it's just us assisting the city with the rotary.
We're not
It's
actually.
not really assisting, we have
Yeah.
to put a pipe through the Gannis
I
Square
underst-
rotary.
I
So
understand
either
that.
if you wanna do it 2 years from now, after they beautify it and make a new rotary, we can do that. But staff thought, and we worked hard to make sure the necessary occurrences were incorporated into the contract so that we just do it in one swoop.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, I understand that.
I don't know anything about a
Well,
development.
What's the time frame for that? Like, by June, is that what you was talking?
Yeah, I think the city's award, Tim Leonard, the procurement officer's awarding the contract. I think you may have already done it. So then you gotta execute the contract and get someone on board, so I think they're probably starting within the next 3-4 months.
Okay, and our costs are gonna be in the borrowing plan that we're gonna get from the state, is that gonna be included in that application that's coming up later?
I don't believe it could be, we're gonna pay ourselves.
Okay.
Okay. Is this trust bonding, that would be Dave?
Sure, I could take it unless Danny wants to. Yeah, in your packages, we're looking for a resolution this evening to borrow $25 million from the state revolving fund of the Mass Trust to fund the first 2 phases of the CSO Westland Sewer Separation Project. As you're well aware, Stan Tech presented a final design last summer, and we were approved for approximately $100 million worth of funding for this project. And the first 2 phases are starting soon. We're hoping to hopefully get a bid out in the street this spring to start the first phase of the project, and we can't do any of that unless we have funds available. So this is just authorizing the commission to enter into bonding agreements with the trust for an amount not to exceed $25 million to pay for the sewer separation project that's about to start.
Any questions for Dave?
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Motion made to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
Discussion,
Any
yeah.
discussion on the motion? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. I'm just saying, where it was CSO work that you're gonna do, I didn't understand why we wouldn't have included that, that we could use some of these dollars, but I guess it'll be offset somehow. That's all.
Well, it's just, the timing's very difficult because we're approving the resolution now. The contract's gonna be on board in 3 months or so. It's just.
So you figure that they won't get back to us in the 3 months?
And plus, with the state money, there's MBWB, Minority Business and Women Business Enterprise, which consists of about 10%.
Oh, so then
So we
that,
have to go 10%. So 10% of our 25 million has to go to MBWB. So I don't know if the Mass Works grant has that requirement, because that's a different grant under a different department, so.
well, it's in another,
Treasurer Travis has indicated that we can afford that, so we're just gonna pay it and end it that way.
okay.
Okay, motion made and seconded and roll call.
Commissioner Ellis,
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey,
Yes.
Commissioner Prudence,
Yes.
and Commissioner Todd.
Yes. Okay, outside counsel, Danny, you gonna take that, or Sam, or what's going on?
Sure. And relative to the 20-year rebid of the wastewater treatment plant facility, we're going to need some outside general counsel services soon, relative to the expertise of helping with the contract principles of a 20-year contract. We have 3 vendors that Sam has discussed, or is in the process of discussing. We're going to need to hire one of them in the very near future. Whether we think we're ready to present it to you tonight, or we want to maybe wait till the next meeting. I think we had some recent new developments that maybe we could hold off until the next meeting. But if you want to go into
Now, are we gonna
executive
go
session-
out to bid on this, or are we just gonna hire a company? I know we can just hire them, but,
Well, I think Sam, I prepared a little scope of work with CDM's help for the council in a number of hours. And I think Sam utilized them to contact 3 attorneys that he felt had the experience and the knowledge to assist us through this process. And he was going to submit the scope and the price, and the hours range to the 3 firms. I don't think one of them has gotten back to him yet as of now, so my intention was to get this resolved tonight, but we may not be able to.
so we'll make a motion to table till the next meeting?
Is that fair?
Is there a reason?
Big
What do you
firms
have?
do checks with their client base to see if they are what they call conflicted, whether they've ever. So one of the firms, which is a large firm that I contacted, that does municipal work, found that some years ago they had represented the town of Swampscott. And then, even though the matter's been resolved years ago and they acknowledged that, they have to satisfy themselves by talking to the people that were then involved that it wouldn't present a conflict now. This is an ordinary course of business for big firms to do what's called a conflicts check. So one of these firms is in that position. One I presented to you before, one you're familiar with. I got a proposal which I sent off to Dan the end of last week when I got it, and we can make that available to you. And the third one didn't want to respond till they did this conflicts check.
So you want us to hold this off
Yes.
till next
Well, I
meeting?
think
If we
Dan's
table it till
instruction
next
to me
meeting?
was to get at least 3.
Is there one you would recommend?
Well, let
Until
him-
I see the qualifications
gotta
of
see
all
it
3, I
first,
can't
yeah.
really select one. I'd say that there's certainly an advantage of being competitive, because it forces people to sharpen their pencils. So I've already extracted from the 2 that have responded certain concessions. From one, no travel or lodging expenses. Both of those firms are outside of Massachusetts, but they represent people in Massachusetts. One is a Boston law firm, and that's the one that may be conflicted. But I would say that in the interest of the ratepayers and the commission, it's good to have competition, and better to select from 3 than 2, well, 1.
Now, Danny, we don't need a vote till the next meeting, right? Do we? Should we
No, I
table
don't
it?
think so.
No, just let Sam finish his report and then present it to us next meeting?
Yeah, next meeting, we're gonna need some assistance.
Okay. All right, so that's, new business. Go, Dave.
I just wanted to say, as we're doing this project, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, like we just discussed earlier, where we do things that work with the city and their view of the community and what projects they have. And we've done that in the past, and it made the project beyond just a combined sewer overflow elimination. It made us better neighborhoods and a more beautiful city when we were done with it, and people had sidewalks that were navigable. We had traffic routes and roads that were much better, plantings with trees and different things. And so this will be a project that isn't going to just be a benefit of the sewer construction to take the flows and allow development on the Linway, but it'll also have other sharing partnerships that we can do with the needs of the community and the city. So we're going to be able to do some good positive things with this moving forward.
Okay, anything else? Anything else? What's the wish of the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Wait. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.